It's time for Maggie and the Moms. Sponsored by Tampa General Hospital.
We all know there's no manual for parenting, but there is advice from moms who've been where you are. And so today, those of us with older children will be sharing our lessons learned, mistakes made, but also some parenting wins with all of you who have younger children in hopes of helping you out a little bit. And we have a great panel of guests with us. We have Michelle Cuff. She is a fitness and health advocate. She is a mother to 3 grown women. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Always a pleasure. Stephanie Rodriguez-Neely is a mother of 5. She has kids in all ages and stages.
I do.
What's the age range?
At the moment, because remember I foster.
Yes.
So at the moment, we've got a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 22-year-old, and today 26-year-old.
Wow. So a lot of good perspectives we'll get from Stephanie. And as always, shout out to my executive producer extraordinaire, Deanna Moore, mom of little ones. So.
Yeah, I'm just listening today. I'm just going to take the knowledge in, and hopefully I can be just as great as you ladies.
Aw.
See, she's the best.
She's the best. All right. So where do we start? I think we should start with the stuff that as we look back, we think, I wish I would have done that differently. If you could have a do-over. Now I asked you each to come up with a couple. So let's start with you, Stephanie. Give me your first one, and then I would like all of us to talk about each one's do-over.
You don't know what you don't know. And I had my daughter, and then my son came into my life. And then with my next daughter is when I started the Tampa Bay Moms Group, and I did not know so much. And I realized that with my third one, that I needed a community, I needed other moms, I needed a sounding board, I needed, advice and support. I wish I would have known to get it earlier. I wish somebody would have told me the importance of early intervention and early therapies for kids with special needs. Like, there was just so much that I did not know. And I think we're doing okay, but I do live with a lot of regret going, if I had only done more, if I had known to do more.
But what would you have done?
My daughter was in her 2nd year of kindergarten, and I thought, wow, she's just immature, but she's really good at sorting things. So maybe she's like an in-the-closet genius. And at the time, we did not realize that she was on the spectrum. And honestly, we didn't get a diagnosis until she was in her 20s because the way they diagnosed it changed so much. So there was just so much I didn't know. And with one of my other children that's special needs, we were able to get him into therapy when he was 6 months old, and now he's in a regular class and he's moving on to 1st grade and he's doing really well. And I attribute a lot of that to early intervention. And I just simply didn't know what was out there. I didn't know what to look for. So I wish I would have known what I didn't know.
I wonder what other moms could take away from that, though, because what are you supposed to do sooner?
Find your community, find other moms, not just your family, because my whole family knew what I knew. We shared knowledge in the family.
Because you didn't realize, you didn't have like a mom gut that told you something beyond might be going on with this child, so you couldn't rely on your mom gut. And had you had a community, what do you think would have been different? Like, I think you're beating yourself up, honestly, a little bit too much on this one.
I realized with my daughter that's 16 now, the importance of getting information and perspectives outside of your circle, which for me was my mom, my grandmothers.
Okay.
So building the Tampa Bay Moms Group, when my daughter was doing things that were maybe not normal, I had somebody go, she's not playing with the other kids. She's engaging more with the adults. I think she might be gifted. So we were able to get her tested and get her involved in programs to really cultivate like the way that she was learning and the way she was consuming information. But I was just like, oh, she's precocious. It wasn't until another mom was like, that's not normal. That's actually a sign of elevated intelligence. And it's because I got outside of my circle, outside of my family, and I was exposed to other people and what their family knowledge was. That's why I always say it takes a tribe, it takes a community, because, again, you just don't know what you don't know. So if you don't find moms like Maggie or you that says, hey, this is different and this is what I did in this situation, you're just not exposed to that type of knowledge and you can't do anything about it.
Well, like you said, there wasn't all of these things out back then. Like, there wasn't the internet and there wasn't the phones and the podcasts. We literally just were flying by the seat of our pants. I mean, I have a lot of regrets too, but then I was doing a lot of reflecting when you gave me this topic. I'm like, wow, it made me kind of like, what do I want to do different? But and I was kind of a younger mom. We just didn't, I was going by what my Cuban mother was telling me.
Exactly.
Big mistake. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Mom.
No,
Mom,
sorry,
I'm kidding,
she's not
Mom.
here. Thank God. Meaning like if she was here, I'd have to watch what I say. But that.
But
she
you're
can
getting
listen and watch.
you're getting the home remedies. You're getting you don't need a doctor. This is what you need.
Yeah, like the advice
You don't
was
need
like,
to go to the hospital for that slice down your arm. Get some Mercurochrome. It's gonna burn, but it'll be fine. Like, that's
Or
what
Vicks vapor rub.
Yes, Vicks on everything.
don't ever let them outside ever. Don't let them go anywhere. Those are the kinds of
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what you get when you're seeking information from your family. So for me, like it would have been just. I
So
wish I would have known
go
to go
out-
outside.
Every
your
generation
bubble.
learns.
I
you
think
know?
that's good advice. Michelle, when you thought back, though, could you come up with anything that now that your daughter, how old are your daughters now?
30, 29, and 25.
Okay, so very specific to raising women.
Right.
That you look back and say, maybe I should have, or somebody else who has young daughters like Deanna, make sure you do blank. What would you say?
Well, one of the things I thought about, and I was thinking about my family, is I have a huge family, and their father had a huge family. I felt like I wish I would have maybe had more boundaries. I felt like I could never do anything that didn't involve everybody had to be included. Like, I wish I would have carved out more time for just us as a family, and not like anywhere we went, there was an entourage. We were always constantly being pulled all the time to a family event. And it just was chaos going on 24/7. And
Sure you're talking to the mic.
it left me exhausted. So I think I wish I would have. Now, I was young, so you don't have a voice when you're young. I wish I would have had more of a voice, and I wish I would have just. And it wasn't that it was a bad thing per se, because there was lots of cousins and parties and things, but I felt like
Not all the time. Is
It
what
wasn't
you're
your
saying.
family. You were a part.
yeah, like we weren't connected, like just us, like
Yeah.
that we were closer, I
Yeah.
guess.
I'll tell you what, regarding that, we were the same way when my first child was born. We were living in Miami, and all of our family was around us, and we were so blessed to have our family, and I loved that.
Right.
But when we moved to New York, and it was just the three of us and eventually the four of us, we did come up with a term, los cuatro. The four of us,
Right.
that the los cuatro became sacred. And even though we were away from our family, and boy, did we miss them, and we do still now that we're in Tampa and they're all in Miami.
Right.
There was something about just being together, the four of us, just us, that really does bond you.
Yes.
So whether you live close to your family or not close to your family, I agree that you should be intentional about carving up time for just your little inner circle.
Yes.
I agree with that for sure. So I was thinking about mine, and I have a couple. Deanna's probably like, yeah, she's that way. But then I thought I'll start with the one that I remember from the time that they were the youngest. I wish that I would have fostered independence in my children at a younger age. When they were little, especially, I felt, especially when I retired from my career and my sole job was mom, I felt like that meant that I had to do everything for them. That's what being a good mom was, in my view. And in hindsight, I regret it. I wish that I would have just let them make more mistakes, try more things, because I forget the name of the book right now. Gosh,
Like,
what is
did you
it?
not want to see them get hurt or
talking about
experience
this
pain?
generation?
Like, is it experiencing
No.
letdowns?
No, here's what it was about. I thought being a good mom meant, oh, I'll tie your shoe. Oh, I'll put the dishes in the dishwasher.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll make your
Okay.
bed. Oh, and then they don't learn how to do those things. So if they're old enough to do something,
Have
they
them do
should
it.
do it. Because what I've realized now, and younger moms, please, 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 think of it this way. The feeling that your child gets when they successfully do something, complete something, there is nothing more rewarding for them or for you as a mom than that moment. It makes them feel confident. It makes them feel smart.
Well,
it
think
makes them
about-
feel like they contribute.
Think about the first time they do anything. The first instinct is, Mom, look what I did by myself.
Yes.
By myself.
Right.
They're so proud of those little
So
things.
being a good mom is not just doing things for them, it's knowing when not to do things.
Who taught them to ride the bike and,
Dad.
and drive the car?
Dad.
Okay, see, I did all those things. That was me. And
Dad
so
did that.
it's
so
tough.
here's the thing, and I always try to remind myself when I feel like I need to show myself a little more grace. My oldest being 26.
Today.
I've only
Happy
I've
birthday,
only been a
Brianna.
mom as long as she's been alive. I've learned everything about motherhood, trial by fire with her. And I hate to say it, but she got the crap end of the stick because after all these kids, I'm pretty darn good now. I mean, there's always something to learn, but we're learning with our first children how to parent.
They are. They're like our, what do you call it? The first, when you try something for the first time.
There are little lab rats or little
think
test
that
dummies.
she would agree that she got the crap.
No,
she wouldn't, but she doesn't know any better.
No, you two are
She's
so close
amazing.
because it was just the two of you for a while, and you have been her champion since day one, and I know her, and she is lovely. So again, I'm scolding you today for beating yourself up too
Sometimes
much.
I need it, but even to this day, like as we're navigating different areas of her life, I don't know what I don't know. So I'm constantly learning, and I've had to learn it all with her. And I think that's what creates a different dynamic with her and the other kids too, is, you know, especially when I was a single mom with her, like I was the one doing those late night feedings, and it was just us, and I didn't know what to do. And again, the internet not existing, and, you know, my grandmother, just let her cry it out. And I had to learn how to parent with her. There was no course before. There was no practice runs. It was just happening live action and hoping for the best sometimes. And I've failed at things. I'm okay with that because I've learned.
That's how you learn.
And
that's
like
how our
said,
kids learn.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm 5 kids in, and I mean, each one gets a slightly better version of me because I'm learning to handle this stress and navigate these things better.
I do agree with that.
I say the
as well.
mom got nicer as the kids came along.
I've gotten more patient.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I'm each of my kids have really gotten a different version of me as a mom, and I don't think they even understand and appreciate that.
Well, maybe it's a journey that you have to go through yourself and learn the lessons, but that's the whole point of this theme of the podcast, is to tell you, here's what we've learned from doing it a few times, that, you know, take our advice if you want to. This is why it helped us. All right. A second lesson learned or mistake made. Could you think of anything else?
Believe it or not, I came up with, and I don't know if it's okay to talk about this, I did not raise my girls in faith. And when I say faith, I was raised Catholic. We don't need to go into all that, but I wish their father and I were both kind of burnt out Catholics. We went to Catholic school our whole life, and we were kind of done with it.
Yeah.
But I just wish I would have taught them to believe in something bigger than ourselves. And now they don't believe. And so that's one regret that I have.
Why do you regret it?
I regret it because now
How has it affected them negatively?
I just think it's important to believe and to have hope in something after this.
But how has it affected them negatively?
Because again, you might be just beating yourself up as we
right,
moms do.
I guess so. I
Just
guess
from my talks about your children, it sounds like
maybe
they're
you're
doing
right.
good.
Maybe
you
it has
raised
not.
them right, and I'm sure you know that everything that they would have learned in church, you probably taught them.
Maybe.
Not that I don't agree with you, because I 100% agree with you.
Okay.
And we are raising our children. We go to church every single Sunday because
But see, I feel like we missed out on that.
Yes, but again, at home, weren't you living the kind of life
Yes.
that Jesus, if that's who you believe in,
Yes, they're
would be
wonderful
proud of?
girls.
Like you
They're women.
modeled
Yes.
everything
Showing
that you
kindness, showing
learned in
empathy,
church
caring
at
for
home.
others. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Maggie.
I know. I'm sorry.
I just didn't think of it that way. That's a great way to look at it. And so
And what if they
denied
went to
them
church
nothing.
every weekend and still had the same result? You
That's
can't
true.
coulda, shoulda,
Or what if
woulda,
they go to
'cause
church
they're still
all
good
the
people.
time and we're like you and we're
I
burnt out?
I was like out of control.
You've never
Really?
But
Well,
you've
yeah.
Never,
I
you've
was
never
at
stopped them from
trouble.
going. If they would have said, "Mom, I want to go to church," would you have been like, "No, it's not"?
No,
my
I
thing."
would not have stopped.
Exactly. So we don't go to church. I find more closeness with the Creator when I am out on a lake enjoying the gifts that He's blessed me with. That's where I feel closest.
But at least
to
I wish
a
I would have
God.
talked
Yeah,
about it.
I understand.
But
what
my
you're saying.
daughter loves church.
Okay, good.
And I'm like, when she started getting interested, like, I'll take you. And when you're young, I'll sit with you, even though it makes me miserable. It's just not my vibe, but I'll go with you. And I've encouraged it. Now that she's driving, she goes to several different churches and she enjoys it and she loves it and I support her. Your girls,
Right.
you've made them independent, strong women. If they decide that's important to them, they're secure enough to be like, hey, I'm going to go and try this. So
Oh,
you've
sure.
got that-
Especially now that they
Right.
see your example now, what it's done for you in your life now that you have rediscovered your faith as an
Okay.
adult,
That's
right?
true.
Because you're
It's a
still
good-
their mom and you're still modeling.
It's a good way to look at it, and you're
Yeah.
right. You know.
But we love. I always say that like the best hour of my entire week is that hour that I spend in church on Sunday. It is the most peaceful. There are no screens. There's a great message. I can feel the presence of God.
Oh, yes.
I am with my family, and it's a community. So all those are beneficial things that we as a family get from church.
Right.
But
so
it's
I
about
agree with
finding-
you.
that's where you're
but
happy.
it's about
Finding where you're
finding the
happy
place
and-
where that happens for
Yeah,
you. I
right.
think is important.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you come up with a second?
I've
Shoulda,
got
woulda, coulda?
so many. I don't even know where to start, honestly, but I really wish I would have, and it's because there's so many of my kids are older now, appreciated the little moments more and said yes to certain things more. And it clicked with me because now that my youngest is so big and he weighs a ton and he'll go, Mommy, hold me. And I'm like, buddy, I can't even lift you. I'm done holding my own kids now. And sometimes I would be holding him and like, I just can't wait for an excuse to put him down. Like, okay, but I wish I would have held him longer. I wish I would have appreciated those little moments. Every so often, my daughter still slips and says, Mommy. And we were talking about, she goes, Mommy, oh, I don't know why I called you that. And I was like, you can call me that. And she's like, no, Mom. I wish I would have had more in my mind that some of these things will not be forever. Some will be the last. And I wish I would have paid more attention because I don't remember the last time I really picked up some of them. I just know that at the time I was like, God, they're heavy. I need to put them down. And now it's like what I wouldn't give to hold them in my arms and be able to have those moments.
They do get heavy, though.
They do get heavy. My son.
I
can
mean,
be
at
a
some point, we
linebacker.
have to put them down.
But little things like, you know,
I know.
I will say that we do have cute moments still where my daughter, every so often when she's in one of her cuddly moods, she will sneak into bed and cuddle with me. But it's real quick and it's for my benefit too. And then she's gone. There was a time where she wanted to sleep in my bed and we don't have those anymore. And I know it's part of growing, but I wish I would have been more aware of how impermanent some of those moments were and appreciated them more at the time.
You know
Yes.
what? Yesterday, we stumbled upon a cable for an old video camera that we had. And Mike, my husband, is like, oh my gosh, now we can watch all those old videos. So he puts in a video that I didn't even know existed of the day my son was born.
Oh, wow.
And my son, who's now 14 and taller than I am, is sitting next to me watching the whole day unfold. And oh my God, Stephanie,
look at
you
that.
triggered in me these feelings that I felt yesterday because I was like, where did it go?
I know.
so fast.
It
You know,
is.
and I heard that when they were little all the time, but you think you have all the time in the world.
I know, and they're
know.
gone.
Sorry,
Yep.
people. I'm going to control myself. You think you have all the time in the world when they're little. You don't.
I know.
So just
I know.
enjoy
And that's the
every
thing I just
second.
want to say. And now that I have grandkids and I'm getting to do it again,
Ugh.
it's, oh my gosh, you know how they say grandkids are better than your own kids? It's so true. And you have so much more patience.
With I call them my grands or my foster children's children. So they are my foster grandbabies. But with them and their parents will sometimes complain like, oh, there's so much. The days are long, but the years are short.
Yes.
Embrace every moment because that's something I'm going to instill in my kids. And I'm really trying to do it more now. Like even with my kids, like, okay, we got kindergarten graduation coming up and I was there, I was present, but there was always another kid coming down the line in our house. We have so many. And now that I'm like, we're definitely on our last one. This is all of my last firsts. So
that's
I'm trying
hard.
so hard to
So
really
just
appreciate
for any
it.
mom out there, I would recommend when you find yourself saying, I have time. You don't.
You don't.
Whatever it is, don't say that because it's going to go by like that.
Yep.
All right. My second do-over, gosh, the whole technology thing. Ugh. Okay. We waited a very, very, very long time. My daughter did not even ask for a phone or social media. She wasn't that kid. She didn't need it. We were blessed. I think she was like 16 before she by herself said, yeah, I guess I'll get Instagram because everybody's got it. My son, on the other hand, like from the time he was 10, was like, can I have a phone? Can I have a phone? Can I have
Right.
social media? And so we waited as long as possible, but we did finally cave on the social media. I think he was 13. And I will just say, gosh, if you can wait to give your kids social media, wait as long as humanly possible.
Yes.
And if you're going to do it, please find ways to manage screen time. We have a contract, we have rules, but these kids, they find ways to get into that phone and to get into social media. So I don't know, just because there's so many ills have come from it that we have seen.
It is. And our DNA has not caught up to the fact that we're not outside. Our bodies still think we're living outside. So add to it now that not only are the kids are not outside playing like they used to, now they're just sitting there. It's terrible for our health.
It's such a double-edged sword with technology, though.
It is.
It's there's, I mean, what I work with every day is
I
social
know.
media. It is the future, the internet, AI, all this. It's so hard because that's how kids connect. Like my daughter has friends that live.
There's an addiction that
Oh,
happens,
there is.
no?
Yeah.
There is. My daughter has friends and has relationships with people that she's only met twice, because when they move, because of technology and she's able to keep up with them.
I get that.
My daughter is on her phone a lot, and I see it. But on the other hand too, you know how I am with my kids. Like, I got all her passwords. Vigilant. I follow her. I keep tabs. Do I think she's on it too much? Yeah, but then I look at other kids and I look at her actual screen time. I'm like, wow, she's really not as bad. So I don't know what, some of these parents are doing, how they're handling it, because it's hard with her. And I feel like it's a lot, and it really is not that much. But
I guess isn't the gauge, of course they're going to be on their phones, because it's the age and it's the time
and
that we live in.
And the teachers assign homework on it.
And don't get me started on that one. So, but I guess the gauge is, are they doing normal things that they should be doing for their development?
Where's the balance?
Are they spending time in person with friends? Are they disconnecting from the family to the point that you're like, you're stuck in your room for 5 hours again?
I think that's how I've justified it with Devin, because she's at school all day, and yes, she has assignments on her phone or tablet, but that's for school. And then she goes directly from school to gymnastics, and she's at gymnastics. She doesn't get home until 8 o'clock. So the only time, like, where her friends are hanging out at Starbucks or going to the mall, she's at school or work or at practice.
So she doesn't have opportunities.
So that's her only way to really connect.
But
and
at
be
least
social.
she's doing a sport.
Exactly.
She is social
I think
with her friends
sports
there,
are so important. Keep your kids in sports. All of my girls played every sport.
Agree.
And they were so much better for it.
Amen. All right, we only have 5 minutes left, so I feel like we need to share a parenting win in those 5 minutes, so that, because we have done a couple of things right.
A few.
Yes.
So Michelle, you go first.
I would say a parenting win was, and I hate to bring up fitness because it's just been my whole life.
Please do.
I think it was good for them to see that I did take care of myself health-wise. When they were younger, I think it annoyed them, especially when I did a fitness competition. They would make you die laughing if they could tell you the stories. Okay,
that makes you so cool in my book.
But I think it was good because now all three of them are interested in working out and things like that. So I'm going to chalk that up to as a win.
I agree with that. Okay. Stephanie, what about you?
So I am going to tell you a little thing that Devin sent this week, and this is my parenting win, that she did this unprompted. Okay. It says, thinking about you extra today, with a heart emoji. I love you so much, Mom. Thank you. You truly are everything to me, and you do everything for me. Thank you for allowing me to be my own person while guiding me on the right path. You are such an amazing mother and one of the greatest people I know. I miss you, and we need to hang out soon. I love you more than you know.
Devin, how old?
She's 16. She's got a whole social life, friends, and we see each other in the afternoons, and but
so she wants to hang out with you.
She wants to hang out
That's
with me, and the fact that
so
she goes,
much.
"Thank you for letting me be my own person." And this was a random Tuesday that she sent this, and I sent back. I was like, "Are you trying to make me cry in the middle of the day?"
That's beautiful.
So that's my win. She might be embarrassed that I shared that, but I love her so much, Devin. Thank you.
No, celebrate it. My win, I think what we have done really well in our family is that we have always been very close. We talk about everything with our children. We have every talk. We share stories about our personal lives.
You are one of the best at making time for stuff like that. I love that about you.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
It's so important to us. And the result has been that our kids will talk to us about everything.
The dinner, the morning dates, you're so good at making time for those important things.
It's intentional because I know that my kids feel comfortable and safe in talking to us about literally anything.
That is so important.
It's more of a challenge, of course, with the boy, the 14-year-old boy. How was your day? Good. What'd you do? Nothing. But that's why family dinners matter. That's why time, when we're having a family conversation, because there's been some sort of issue, and they're like, oh, why do we have to talk so long about this? I get it already.
And they see you and your husband having those talks and making time. I love that.
And so what I would say is have all the talks. Don't let their friends, them learn things from their friends that you could be sharing with them, and it makes you closer and it makes you better as a family.
And don't be so hard on yourself. We're all going to make mistakes.
Yes,
always.
That's such an important
we're not going to get out of this unscathed.
We're not.
It's just not going to happen. And I think that we put a lot of blame on ourselves, but every single mom. We are so amazing and we do so many things. I
strive for grace, not perfection.
Right. It's like, we have so many hats we have to wear and we're trying to be so perfect all the time. And I just think that your kids eventually will come to see, especially when they become moms. I'm seeing 2 of my girls go through this, that we just got to quit being so hard on ourselves and just breathe and just spend time with them. That's the most important thing.
Yes. If you love them and you put them first.
Yes.
Despite mistakes that you will inevitably make, they will know it, they will feel it, and they will be grateful.
It's like we tell them, try your best. And I think at some point they realize, yeah, mom was trying their best. Like, we're going to mess up, but as long as they know we're trying.
Yeah, and mine call me crazy, but they say it laughing. And so I think a little crazy
they say it
is
with
good.
love. That's okay.
You gotta have a little crazy.
It keeps
in
things
there.
interesting. I like it.
You're crazy in the best way. All right, ladies, we're out of time. Today flew by.
It always does.
I feel like we could maybe do this again as another episode because there's just we're learning every day as moms, and we'll continue to share it with all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Maggie and the Moms. We'll see you next time.
That was fast.